Alright. Welcome, everybody, to another Legacy Cube draft. I almost said stream. That wouldn't have been right. I think I'm going to take Time Warp. Probably Supreme Will or like Ugin is better to take. Maybe even a land tax, but I want to take an extra turn at least once in this draft. Alright, what are we dealing with here? We've got some ramp. We've got Entomb. We've got a Grave Titan, some off-color land. Kind of thinking between Dreadhorde Arcanist and a Gilded Lotus. And Gilded Lotus is just good. And playing a Gilded Lotus could potentially let me Time Warp and then cast something else. So, something tells me to go with the Arcanist. I'm going to go with the Arcanist. Alright, we've got a Terramander, which we played to pretty good effect the last time we got it. There's also a Braid, Stomping Ground. I don't know if we're playing a Vannifar deck. I wonder if it's easy to make like an actual pod style deck in this format. I think Terramander's probably going to come around, and a Braid is pretty sweet, so we're going to take a Braid. Alright, in this pack we've got Phantasmal Image, Breeding Pool, Yorion, and technically Hazoret, if we wanted to go full burn. I really don't. Could just play Yorion as like a decent value dude. Because I don't know if I want to play a 60 card deck in Limited. You know what, I'll take Yorion. I might just play him in my deck though. We'll see. Okay, Flame Slash or Frost Titan. Or Golos. Golos could be pretty sweet. I kind of like Frost Titan. I think it would be better if it came around, because I think I should be taking Flame Slash. Alright, I'll take Frost Titan. Ooh, Char. Char's a good burn spell. There's also a Tropical Island here. Alright, we're kind of looking at Rekindling Phoenix. There's also a Chromatic Lantern. I don't think we need the Mana Rock, and this does open up some splash, but I don't have any 4-drops, and Phoenix is a good one. Even if we're just kind of playing another Izzet style deck, this is fairly decent, I think. So we could take Taiga or we could take Edric. Both would require off-color shenanigans. I don't think this would be the deck for Edric. I'm gonna take Taiga. Okay. Sword of Horrendous or Sword of Slightly Less Horrendous? Or Mana War. Holy crap. My camera was blocking Mana War from my angle, and I was like, I would have been embarrassed if I had taken a sword over Mana War for this deck. Alright, I think technically the pick is Meloku. I have never liked Meloku, even though Meloku is fairly decent. Or could be fairly decent. I think I'm going to take the Dryad, but I don't know if I'm playing green. Set these cards over on the sideboard. I think I gotta go Terramander. Vannifar would be nice, but I think you gotta be like a base green deck for that to work. I mean, if you could get Vannifar and Birthing Pod, you could probably do some pretty insane shenanigans. Okay, Hazoret's probably the pick. I don't know if we're playing her because we're a really heavy deck. Lumbering Falls is another green splash land. And Zurgo Bellstriker could be a tempo threat. Mentor of the Meek into the side. Okay. Pack 2. Okay. Grim Lavamancer, Fumarole, Magma Jet would all be really good in this deck, as would Flooded Strand to a lesser extent. But I am not passing Control Magic. I am going to take Control Magic. Incinerate's a good spell. Runaway Steamkin could be good, but it's much better in a fairly aggressive red deck. Thing in the Ice is good. Kolaghan's Command would be good if we could splash black. Yeah, I'm just going to take the burn spell. Having lots of burn spells is very effective. Ooh. Well, there's Birthing Pod. So, Force of Negation, very good. Fiery Confluence, fairly decent. Saheeli is excellent in any sort of spell spam deck. Muldrifter is great. Sad Robot and Batterskull. Batterskull, we don't have Stoneforge, so probably not Batterskull. I think I gotta take the free counterspell. Because, like, just the option of having a free counterspell on my opponent's turn, like, if I counter a Planeswalker, it's probably game over. Because my opponent just tapped out and did nothing. And we theoretically will be doing something up until that point. So, we're gonna take Force. Okay, Spire Bluff Canal is probably the best possible land besides Volcanic Island for us. Or maybe a Scalding Tarn, potentially, depending on situation. Chart, of course, is really good, especially with low drop creatures. But we need fixing. We have a lot of double blue and a double red card as of yet. Okay, Bombat Courier could be good. Simply because it draws cards. Like, I don't know. We probably should take Roast, though. Arcane Artisan is better if you have, like, gigantic creatures. And I mean, like, we could make a copy of Frost Titan or something, but it's either Botanical Sanctum or Roast. I mean, we haven't seen too many green spells that we would actually be playing. So I think we take Roast. Okay, we've got Fire Prophecy, Luca, Avalanche Riders, and Pianalar. I think the pick is Fire Prophecy. Avalanche Riders is pretty nasty. Just a land destruction spell that also shocks your opponent if they have no creatures. It's pretty good. But I think I want Fire Prophecy. Worth noting that almost none of our burn spells go to face, which is a big component of what you want in a burn spell. Okay, I do not think we can play a Fire Drinker Satyr. I mean, we can, but, like, you know. The pick here is either Niv-Mizzet or Sweltering Suns. And I'm going to go with Niv-Mizzet. I think that card is absolutely crazy nuts if it resolves. And we can kind of go into a more control-y shell rather than a tempo shell. Murderous Redcap is a double red creature with some value to it. I think I like it a little bit more than Collected Defiance. So, we'll see. See how this works out. Okay. Grim Lavamancer is probably the card for us. Gifts Ungiven or Seeker of the Way would be good in our deck. But we would have to splash white for Seeker of the Way, which we currently don't really have an incentive to do. Grim Lavamancer is just a shock stick, which is great. I guess we can take a sword. We could take Mishra's Factory, but we're going to have some pretty heavy color requirements, so I would like to avoid some colorless lands if at all possible. Steamkin, we have a lot of red cards. Maybe we take the Steamkin. I'll take the Steamkin. I was going to take the sword, but we'll see. Okay, Saheeli's pretty good here. We technically do have a full curve for pod. We have 1s, we have 2s, we have 3, A3, some 4s, A5, and 2 6s. But I think I gotta go Saheeli here. Chart, of course, came all the way around. Bombat Courier did too. And Pianalar. Alright, so we just got like 5 good picks right in a row. We have a full deck, and I'm not playing you. We have a full deck, and we have not even seen what's in Pack 3 yet. So Pack 3, we're mostly looking for fixing, but I could be convinced otherwise. So Pian Kirin is a fairly good 4-drop for us, but we have a lot of 4-drops, not a lot of 3s, and if we take Pestermite and we see a Splinter Twin, it could open us up to just an instant win combination. Having a Repeal or a Shivan Fire is probably a little bit better, but we only have 14 creatures, and I would like 15, 16 if I can manage. I would probably cut things like Roast. That would be more sideboard than main deck. So we have Croxa, Falconwrath Gorger, Augurable, Serum Visions, Chain Lightning, and Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice is the most versatile. Chain Lightning is haha, opponent go boom. Oh, there's also Walking Ballista, which I totally skipped over, but I want Chain Lightning. I'd rather have too many burn spells than not enough. Anax is fair. Oh, we have Smuggler's Copter. We'll take Smuggler's Copter. Anax is good if you're doing the mono red thing. Search for His Contact could be good, but like, yeah. This is just more aggressive. Okay, Stonecoil Serpent is a colorless threat, basically, which could be fairly decent. Our other options would be like Treasure Map or Everflowing Chalice. I could take Jace Beleren. I could take Emery. I don't really want to take either. Treasure map seems too slow, although it does fix for Izzet very well, and can draw us a lot of cards potentially in the late game. Maybe, we'll take treasure map, just to be safe. Abbot is not great in our deck, because we have a lot of cards that cost 3 or more, and some that we don't even want to cast all the time. It could, if it hits a land, it'd be amazing, but I think we gotta take Banefire or Fibblethip. Fibblethip basically just a think twice that occasionally chump blocks. But I gotta go Banefire. Banefire's fun. Sky Sovereign, console flagship. It kind of does a Titan impression, shocking things whenever it attacks. Or bolting things, I should say. Lots of black cards coming around. I think we take Goblin Guide. We could play almost a mono-red deck. Okay. Young Pyromancer and Talrand Sky Summoner are basically the same effect. They are quite good. I think we gotta take Young Pyromancer because it's more aggressive. If Talrand comes around, I will pick Talrand. I remember when people saw Talrand in M13 and were like, "Whoa, all you have to do to get Drakes is cast spells, and that's insane." And I was like, I don't get it. Because I was new to Magic. I didn't understand how little of a cost that actually was. Dak Faden. Oh man. So Dak Faden's great. So is Kira. Kira's actually pretty nuts. And Lava Coil is good removal. And I think above all of that, we have to take City of Brass because we have no fixing and we have a triple red, triple blue card. Yeah. So we'll go City of Brass. Shivan Fire or Repeal. I think we gotta take Repeal because we have so many, like, spells that only target creatures, and this is a Burst Lightning that only targets creatures. So we're gonna take Repeal. I'm gonna turn down my mic just a little bit so that maybe that massive volume of air conditioner running is a little more tolerable. So either take a 1 mana 2/1 or 2 mana 1/3. I'm gonna go with Augur. Kind of want some value. I might have enough cards to actually run Yorion as companion. I think I want Anax over Careful Consideration. I don't think I want Emery. So I guess I'll take an Everflowing Chalice and throw it on the side. Fibblethip's fine. I'll throw Bedevil into the side, and Midnight Reaper into the side. The pack with Midnight Reaper was the one that had Talrand, so he did not come around. Okay. So either we run a 26 land, 60 card deck, or we cut 11 cards. We could cut basically all of our blue cards because they're more of our top end and run mono red, but we weren't drafting with that in mind, and I think we would have made some different picks had we done that, and that may have been what I should have done, but it is not. So let's go through and cut some of our worst cards, shall we? I actually think Zurgo's fine. Goblin Guide's kind of questionable as this Bombette Courier here. I don't think I want Fibblethip. The rest should be okay. Roast I want as more of a sideboard spell. The other 2 mana burn can stay. I wish we had like an actual couple of 2 mana counters here. I think that would increase the power of our deck quite a bit. So PNLR, Anax are good. Pestermite is less good because we do not actually have that many instants and sorceries. Or we don't have that many instants. We have Abrade, Fire Prophecy, Incinerate, Char, Force of Negation, and then Pestermite for Flash. Oh, I guess there's Repeal too, but like, the majority of the time we're going to be tapping out for a creature or removal spell. So I think Pestermite is less good. I'm going to keep that on the list of things potentially to cut. The longer I look at it, the more I'm thinking that Hazoret might actually be okay. Simply because if we have stuff that's stuck in our hand, we can just discard it with her. Redcap's a good value creature, and Rekindling Phoenix is Rekindling Phoenix. Okay, so I have to make a choice. Either we play the Izzet midrange into like Niv-Mizzet Frost Titan, or we play the more aggressive Izzet aggro and cut down a lot of our top end. And there's no reason we have kind of enough to do both. So we could swap between them. If, for example, our opponent is playing an aggressive deck that kills us fast, or like Splinter Twin combo or something like that, we can cut our top end out of the deck and just try and run our opponent over. And if our opponent is playing like mono board wipes the deck, we can cut our aggressive portion and go heavier, which I kind of like having the option to do. So I'm going to put Yorion back in the deck. I am going to cut... Anax gives us protection from board wipes. Like, not a lot, but when your opponent doesn't actually wipe the board when they expect to wipe the board, it's really good. Do we have stuff that's worth flickering with Yorion? Or is this guy just a 5-mana 4/5? So out of our cards that are good to flicker, Augur Bolus, Mana War, to a much lesser extent Pestermite, Pianolar, Murderous Redcap, and Frost Titan. Treasure Map, not really. Saheeli, maybe, if we want more counters on her. I'm going to cut Hazoret. I'm going to cut... I'm going to cut Zergo. I kind of like Steamkin, because it could help us to cast some of our heavier spells quickly, which could be fun. So we still need to cut 7 cards. Maybe we cut Dreadhorde Arcanist, because it only synergizes with Chain Lightning. And not that that's a bad synergy, that's an excellent synergy, it's just it's very, very situational. Okay, I got a feeling we need to start cutting some non-creature spells that are bad. I think our worst 2-mana spell is probably Fire Prophecy, but I don't know if I want to cut those yet. Force of Negation, we have a fairly decent smattering of blue right now. So we need to cut between 5 and 6 cards. I have no idea how I'm going to cut 5 cards out of this deck. Or 6 cards. Alright, I'm going to cut Fire Prophecy. I'm gonna cut Goblin Guide. I don't want to cut Force, but there's a distinct possibility that we should. Simply because we don't have... I don't know. I was gonna say, because we don't have like enough other counter spells, that we're not really set up for counter spells. It might be better in the more aggressive version, although it could be good if we land a huge threat and want to protect it on our opponent's turn. So I'm going to leave it in for now. I'll cut Murderous Redcap. Actually, can we go much lower than 14 creatures? Do we need Treasure Map? It's fairly decent card filtering. It does ramp us up. And if I wanted to cut one more card, this version of the deck, I think it is actually Force of Negation. Okay, I'm actually going to build a aggressive version of this deck. We're going to call it aggro. Which, this should be much easier to build. Okay. I guess I would run a Pestermite in here. Maybe add another island or two. Yeah, okay. So this will be our aggro edition. This is kind of our mid-range, and then let's build the heavy version. The control list, if I can type. And maybe we even make this the Orion version, in which case we just run all the cards. Okay. Is this like the same as our primary deck? It's actually very close. So yeah, we'll throw everything in and make this the Orion one. Everything we can get away with anyway. So we need 26 lands. So say 13 mountains maybe. 11 Islands, the City of Brass, and Spire Bluff Canal. Make this the Yorian one. Alright, 3 versions of this deck, and we are going to start with the slightly more control-y one, but not Yorian. I'll see you guys in round 1. Alrighty. Here we go, round 1. So we'll play first. I think we gotta keep this. It's not fantastic, but it does stuff. Play Terramander. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Steam Vents tapped. We draw a Yorian. Get in for 1. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Tundra. Passes. We untap, we draw. Rekindling Phoenix. Play a Mountain. Go to combat. Get in for 1. Opponent goes to 18. We play Anax. And pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. We draw a Braid. So we're going to pre-combat main Rekindling Phoenix because it represents 2 extra damage with Anax, and now if Anax dies or Rekindling Phoenix dies, we'll get 2 1/1s instead of 1. Attack for 5. I'll be really mad if my opponent just Pester might untap Splinter Twin. Because we had to work really hard for a board this good. And by work really hard, I mean draw really lucky. Okay, opponent plays a Mountain. 4 mana, they got a Sower of Temptation. They're going to take Rekindling Phoenix. We're going to untap. Alright. Play Augur. Whiff. We might not be running enough instants and sorceries for Augur. We'll Braid. Get in for 5. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an Ajani Vengeant. They're going to Lightning Helix Anax. Sure. We untap, we draw Mountain. Play a Mountain. Go to combat. Attack our opponent, opponent, opponent. Ajani, Ajani. Just in case they have Repeal or Unsummon or something. Hit our opponent to 5. Play Yorian. Flicker Augur. Whiff. That's always good. So we need to draw any land that isn't Spire Bluff Canal. And our opponent scoops it up. They don't even see Frost Titan. Okay, well, if your opponent only casts 2 4-mana spells in a game, you're probably going to win. Unless those 2-mana spells are Wave Break, Hippocamp, and Splinter Twin. I think we drop Augur of Bolas and try and be just even slightly more aggressive. So I think I'm going to bring in Goblin Guide over Augur of Bolas. Simply because Augur whiffing twice felt so horrible. Alright, we'll keep. Opponent starts island. We draw mountain, start mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent plays mountain. Plays Augur. Sure. They reveal Electrolyze. That is quite annoying. I don't think we play off curve, though. Our opponent probably just untaps and electrolyzes immediately. Yep. Gets in for one. That's fine. One tap, we draw an island. Play Mana War. Bounce Augur. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. Plays Baral. Plays Augur. Whiffs that time. We draw an island, play an island, play Rekindling Phoenix, and pass the turn. No attacks for our opponent. Opponent bounces Rekindling Phoenix with a kick into the Royal. We untap, we draw Chart a Course. So play a mountain, replay Rekindling Phoenix, play Terramander, pass the turn. Opponent is having a much better time because they have much earlier plays. Ow. Why would you do that? We no longer have anything, and our opponent likely has something big they can resolve. Draw Grim Lavamancer. So let's chart a course. Draw 2 cards. I think we discard City of Brass. Play Goblin Guide. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Opponent reveals Incinerate. Sure. And they have Deceiver Exarch. Okay. Oh, I didn't float mana. Well, not that it mattered. Do they have the Splinter Twin combo then? Well, it's not Splinter Twin, but it is a Johnny. So we untap, we draw Anax. But if we cast Anax, we cannot upbraid. So let's go to combat and attack a Johnny. Opponent draws a mountain. So they're holding Mountain Incinerate. Opponent blocks. Sure. Upbraid Deceiver Exarch. Play Lavamancer. Pass the turn. Okay, opponent upticks on our island again. Plays a mountain. Incinerates Grim Lavamancer. We untap, we draw mountain. Play a mountain. Play Anax. Go to combat. Attack a Johnny. Opponent reveals Brazen Borrower, which is another creature that really ruins our day. Okay, we untap. We draw Incinerate. Go to combat. Opponent yeets Anax back to our hand. Attack a Johnny. Opponent reveals Steam Vents and draws it. So we know they're holding a Steam Vents. Sometimes I hate Moto. Okay. Johnny goes to 2. Let's kill a Johnny. Replay Anax. Opponent flashes in Brazen Borrower. Pass to our opponent. You've only drawn them 2 extra cards off of Goblin Guide, but they're still holding 5 cards. Opponent should attack here, yep. Okay. We untap. We draw Saheeli. I should have cast her first for pumping up Anax, but I kind of suspect my opponent has a trick of some kind here. Opponent's going to be drawing a Chromatic Lantern. They take 5. Play Saheeli. Pass the turn. Okay, so opponent drew Chromatic Lantern. They attack Saheeli Rai. Take her to 2. They play Chromatic Lantern. Elspeth conquers death. They probably exile Anax here. They do. Okay, we untap. Draw Banefire. Start this off right with a Time Warp. Make a 1/1. That is not worth copying. Attack our opponent for 2. They reveal Monastery Mentor. Well, I'm glad of all turns we're taking 2 turns in a row now. Untap. We draw Control Magic. So, go to combat. We can hit them for... We could make this 4 damage. Take them to 9. Because we can Banefire X5. Alternatively, we can Mind Control, get another 1/1, make this a copy of the 3/1 and hit them for 5, take them to 8, then have 3 in the air and kill them with Banefire next turn. I think we do that. So, Control Magic Brazen Borrower. Kill off Saheeli Rai. Make a 3-power flyer. Attack for 5. Opponent re-reveals Monastery Mentor. Okay. Oh, we can't kill them with Banefire next turn because Elspeth Conquers Death has a mode that I completely forgot about, but that's okay. We will survive. Hopefully. Ugh. Why? Alright. You get verdicted. Down comes Mentor. Yep. One gets to reanimate a Johnny Vengeant too. Okay. Well, we're gonna hold up Char here, and hopefully we can char them down to 4 and then Banefire them out. Fingers crossed they don't have any life gain. Opponent gets Deceiver Exarch. You're gonna tap an island. Sure. Oh no, that plays perfectly around Char if they have Splinter Twin. They play Flooded Strand, they crack Flooded Strand. They get Volcanic Island, because it's pretty. White, white, blue, blue, red. Gideon Jura. Monastery Mentor trigger. Get big, Gideon. They taunt us. They get in for 3. They only have 1 card left in hand. Okay. Char our opponent's face. Untap, we draw. Yorion. Uncounterable Banefire for the win? Opponent says, wow. Calculated. Man, Banefire's so good. It's some really good reach. Alright. And burn spells will get you. I'll see you guys in round 2. Oh man, I wish we had a mountain. This is still pretty good though, so I'm going to keep. Opponent starts swamp. Passes. We untap. We draw island. Play an island. Pass the turn. Would really like a mountain, please. Opponent plays another swamp. Draw Banefire. So play Smuggler's Copter. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Swamp. And a Hypnotic Spectre. I might Banefire that if I get a mountain. We really do not want to be discarding cards. This might be a waste of a Banefire, but I really don't think we can let that live. Watch my opponent just unearth it, too. Okay, opponent draws a card, plays a swamp. Vampire Nighthawk. Okay, we untap, we draw. Spire Bluff Canal. So play the Canal. Play Pianalar. Make a 1/1. Go ahead and crew it up. Go to combat. Attack for 3. We are offering the trade here. We will draw a card. And we're going to discard Steamkin. No blocks for our opponent. They take 3. Sure. Okay, they untap. They draw a card. go to combat, they get in for 2. No blocks. We go down to 18, they go back to 19. We untap, we draw. Chart a course. Play an island. Crew up the copter. Go to combat. I don't think it's likely our opponent has any flash spell here. So we will go looting. I don't think they should have waited until we got the trigger. Discard Augur. Take our opponent to 17. Play Yorion. Flicker Pionelar. Get another 1/1 flyer. Opponent untaps. Draws a card. Plays a swamp. Okay. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks. No problem. Take 2. Go to 16. Opponent goes up to 19. Opponent plays a Cavalier of Night. They activate the Bone Splinters mode. They do. Probably destroying Yorion then. Of course. No worries. We untap. We draw. Char. Play an island. Down comes Big Frosty Boy. Tap Cavalier of Night. Go to combat. Attack for 4. Opponent goes to 15, and we pass. Opponent goes to Swift End Frost Titan. They have to pay 2 or it gets countered. They have just enough mana. That's fine. Down goes Frost Titan. Opponent loses 2 life. Okay, we untap. Draw Chain Lightning. So we're holding 7 points of burn. We take our opponent to 9. We can use Pia Nalar's ability twice to take them to 7, and then next turn untap and kill them. But they're going to gain 4. I think currently it's worth it. We are not advancing our board state, but that is fine. Plus, they may hold back on defense, seeing how aggressive we are. Okay, we hit our opponent for 6. They go to 7. We chart a course. Draw City, Brass, and Mountain. Play Mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a swamp. Goes to combat. Attacks for 4. Take 4, go to 12. Opponent goes back up to 11. Gray Merchant is not what you want to see. That was a mistake. So we get an Anax hardened in the Forge. Play City of Brass. Play Anax. This does make our life difficult. We were in a very good spot, and then our opponent had some ridiculous life gain there. Her ability is only offensive. So we could kind of waste Char to kill Grey Merchant and get in for 4, but our opponent gains 4 immediately back. Attack, attack. Oh, whoops. Pump an artifact, dude. Pump the other one. This is where I wish we had a stomp. Because had we been able to just stomp Cavalier when it attacked, or I mean stomp our opponent when it attacked, our opponent would have just lost because they couldn't play Grey Merchant. Okay, opponent goes to 12. We pass. And even if we double block Cavalier, they can just reanimate Nighthawk. Rankle. Opponent goes to combat. Swings for the fences. Well, we do have to block. Oh, if we take 5, we lose. We can't avoid taking 5. Alright. Maybe our opponent won't see it. It depends on what Rankle mode they pick. If they're smart, they just make us draw a card and lose a life. Alright, yep. Cool. Man, that Cavalier of Night. We do not have a good answer for that. We could try playing more aggressively. Alternatively, we can just bring in Roast. Roast seems better than Augur. I do not want to be playing Goblin Guide in this matchup. It's possible that we want Hazaret, because we probably are going to get empty-handed here. Pestermite's good because it can actually prevent a lifelink hit. Yeah, I'm just gonna side up to 41 cards. Screw the math. Alright, we'll play first. That hand is way too slow. Why do I have a Plains in my deck? Alright, I can work with this. I think we put back an island. Start island, Terramander. Pass the turn. Opponent starts swamp. They pass, we draw Eorian. Play a mountain. Go to combat. Attack for 1. Okay, pass the turn. Nothing else we can do this turn. Opponent plays another swamp. We untap, we draw Smuggler's Copter. Play a mountain. Go to combat. Get in for 1. So we either play Saheeli or Smuggler's Copter. Saheeli is the most value play, but Copter is the most aggressive. Because next turn we could Mana War, bounce something, and then animate Copter and swing for a lot of damage and loot. I think I'm going to go the slower route. Play Saheeli. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a swamp, plays a messenger, and passes. We untap, we draw Pestermite. Play Copter. Get a 1/1. Get in at our opponent for 1. And then pass. Okay, opponent untaps. Plays a swamp. They play a Nighthawk. Okay, Messenger attacks Saheeli. This is fine. Okay, we untap. We draw an island. Play Mana War. Bounce Nighthawk. Crew Copter. Go to combat. Attack for 4. Go looting. Discard Yorion. 4 damage to our opponent. Play a land. Pass the turn. We have the option of chumping Geralf's Messenger. I think if they attack Saheeli, we're just going to let him kill her. Opponent plays a Field of Ruin into an Opnixilis Reignited. They're going to kill Mana War. Sure. They get in at Saheeli. Sure. Down she goes. We untap. Draw Runaway Steamkin. Good sorcery speed of Pestermite to play Pestermite and Steamkin. I don't know if that's good. We're probably attacking both at Obnixilis to kill him. I think we just leave up Pestermite. Kind of sucks taking a turn off. Maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe we should have let them draw the extra card to make them lose the life. Because we are trying to play an aggressive, like, burn style of game right now. Okay, opponent plays a Mishra's Factory. They play a Vampire Nighthawk. And a Liliana the Last Hope. That is not good. They're going to kill Terramander, and there's really nothing we can do about it. Opponent gets in at us for 3, that's fine. We kind of need to draw a land for Time Warp now. Play Pestermite. Tap Nighthawk. Untap, we draw Mountain. Okay. So play a Mountain, Crew Copter. We can hit our opponent for 5, and if we draw in the next 2 draws, Chain Lightning or Char, we can kill them. Which means this turn we attack our opponent. Okay, we do loot. Banefire does it too. Discard Steamkin. Hit our opponent for 5. Down to 8. Time Warp ourself. Untap. We draw Hazoret the Fervent, which I think also does it because she has haste. Let's not show... No, opponent has seen Banefire. We Banefired something last game, I think. Let's just Banefire them. Crew up the Copter with the Servo. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. Attack our opponent. We're not going to draw. Okay, we took our opponent to 3. Banefire away. Whew, got there. Turn my volume back up now. Okay. It's possible I want Fire Prophecy. I don't know what I go down for it, though. Opponent has a lot of X3 cards that we'd like to kill. Let's just run it back. Alright. This looks like it'll work. So we'll keep. We are on the draw, which is good for this hand, not necessarily for the game. I'm going to start Swamp and passes. We draw Frost Titan. So start Island, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Nykthos, so there will be no on-curve Messenger this game. Brain Maggot. That's kind of a problem. They probably take Young Pyromancer. Yep. Okay. We untap. Why is this Plains in my deck? I forgot to take it out. So we play City of Brass, we play Steamkin. Pass the turn. So next turn we Mana War something. Kind of don't want it to be Brain Maggot. Might not be the worst thing in the world if it's Brain Maggot. Opponent plays a Gutter Bones. We untap, we draw an island. Play an island. Mana War, Gutter Bones. And we need to draw a mountain ASAP. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a swamp. Wow! 4 cards in hand, and our opponent wins a 25% and a 33% discard. Oh, that does not feel good. Play an island. Play Smuggler's Copter. Go to combat. Attack for 2. Oh, alright. That's karma for every time I've ever done that to somebody else. Opponent ripping the lands now. Plays a Messenger. Okay, we lose 2 life. Okay. We untap, we draw Chain Lightning. We could Chain Lightning Brain Maggot, but then we can't play Young Pyro. I think we just crew this time and see what we draw when we attack for 5. Draw Mountain. Perfect. Discard a Plains. No blocks from our opponent. They take 5. Play a Mountain. Chain Lightning Brain Maggot. Counter on Steamkin. We get back Young Pyro. And then we play Young Pyro. I definitely tapped that island. Just saying. Moto. Moto, please. Okay. Pass the turn. Oh, no. Oh, that was brutal. Okay, opponent gets in for 3. We take it, we go to 12. We need a creature that can crew copter this turn. Roast is not what I asked for. Crew copter. Go to combat. Attack for 3. We are going to loot. Discard a mountain. Take our opponent to 10. Watch us draw Niv Mizzet and me regret discarding that mountain. That would be the nightmare. Duress, okay. We discard Roast. Gutter Bones. We knew our opponent had Gutter Bones. They get in for 3, they take us to 9. And we are currently losing this race. Okay, we untap. Creature, please. Hazoret. Wow. Play Hazoret. Crew Copter. Go to combat. Attack for 8. Oh, they have Dismember? Gross. Alright, hit our opponent for 3. We're not going to draw a card. Take our opponent to 5. Okay, there's a myriad of ways we can die here. I'm not going to say any of them, because I really want to avoid them. I don't even want to think about them. You know, I really needed that. Opponent plays a Pack Rat. That greatly limited our options. I don't think there's a way we can win now. Top deck Banefire doesn't do it. Pia Nalar. PNLR kind of gives us a sort of a chance here. So our opponent attacks for 6. Oh no. So they can attack for... So they attack for 6. They can make 2 rats. Even if we block here with Thopter, we still die if they make 2 rats. So we have to hold both of them back on defense? Alternatively, we could try and hope our opponent doesn't see that and get in with a Smuggler's Copter, using PNLR for that. Oh, man. Because, like, what is our out otherwise? We block here, we block a rat, we take 2, go to 2, and then, like, I don't even know what we could draw. Time Warp? No, that wouldn't do anything. Alright. We're gonna go for the opponent is not... Oh, they might not be able to make 2 rats if they're not thinking and just play a land. We'll see. Attack with Smuggler's Copter. We're not gonna loot. Hit our opponent to 2. Okay. Didn't matter. Oh, it didn't matter. Yeah, we lost to a removal spell. We actually lost to him to Turok, but, you know. Oh. Again, I think we gave it our all there. That was just a little bit too short on damage. Okay. Thanks, Moto. I'll see you guys at round 3. Oh, here's round 3. Now, why am I all of a sudden... I don't know why I've gone transparent. We'll play first. This is a very slow hand, but I am going to keep it. Put a mulligans to 6. A mulligan to 5. Okay. So we start Spire Bluff Canal, pass the turn. Opponent starts Island. We draw an island, so we play an island, play Smuggler's Copter. Pass the turn. Opponent gets a treasure map. So I think we abrade treasure map because we do not want them fixing their draws after 2 mulligans. And I get the sense that the creature removal is not going to be as important considering we just drew Chain Lightning and they haven't played a creature yet. So opponent passes, we draw Anax, which we cannot cast, play an island, and if we could just draw Mountain, that would be great. Opponent thirsts for knowledge. I forgot to take the planes out of my deck, I just realized. I hope that doesn't screw me. They discard a Hangerback Walker. So it looks like there's some kind of blue-white artifacty deck. They play a land tax. We draw Time Warp. Well, Time Warp is cool, but like, man, if we cast Niv Mizzet and then Time Warp, I think we win. I just think that wins the game. So we miss a land drop here. Not by choice. It may look to our opponent like, he's trying to play around land tax, and that's not what's happening. Okay, opponent plays a Sea-Chrome Coast tapped. And they play a Charming Prince. Scry mode. Sure. They put 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top. We draw Augur of Bolas. Well, that's something we can cast, so play Augur. Look at the top 3. We whiff completely. There's our mountains we wanted. Crew up Copter. Go to combat. Attack for 3. We will loot. I think we need the land more than we need the Anax, so I'll pitch Anax. Hit our opponent for 3. Play an island. We could Chain Lightning that 2/2. I do not think that's a good idea. Opponent plays a Cloud Goat Ranger. Get 3 1/1s. And they get in for 2, sure. We take 2, go to 18. We untap. We draw. Island. Play an island. Chain Lightning Cloud Goat Ranger. Okay. Kill Cloud Goat Ranger. Then I think we just, well, we can Crew Copter and then Yori and Augur to have a blocker. I don't think we need to loot here. Okay, hit our opponent for 3. And you know what? We can Yori and Copter just so that it's available to crew. Wow, that sucks. Okay, pass the turn. Opponent does get to land tax us here. They play a Plains. Attack for 5. We go to 13. They Flicker Wisp. Charming Prince. Charming Prince comes back at the end step. They Scry Mode. Okay, 1 card on the bottom, 1 card on the top. We draw. Island. Okay, Crew Copter. We want to draw a red land and then Time Warp and draw a red land. Attack with Copter. We will loot. Yeah, we'll discard an island. Opponent trades. So, Time Warp ourselves. Oh, man. Okay. Opponent has to pay all their mana. I mean, effectively, this was 0 mana draw card, and they pacted it. Opponent attacks for 5, takes us to 8. And they play a Plains. We untap. We draw Repeal. Repeal a token. We get Incinerate. Okay, pass the turn. Opponent draws a card. They go to combat and attack. Block a token. Incinerate Prince. Okay, we take 1. They play an Emeria Angel, and they have a bunch of lands. They played an island, which isn't even one of their land-taxed lands. They get a flyer. Okay. We untap. Draw Terramander. Well, that's something we can play, so play Terramander. Made a 5/5. Okay, pass the turn. Opponent plays a land, gets a 1/1. We untap. We draw a mountain. Play a mountain. Play Rekindling Phoenix. Go to combat. Attack for 5. Should have attacked first, but you know, whatever. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land, makes a bird. Passes. We untap, we draw. Grim Lavamancer. Go to combat. Attack for 5. Okay, kill the bird. Play Lavamancer. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a land, makes a bird. Oh my god, what is this? Casts a Kozilek. He just straight up cast a Kozilek, okay? Not what I had hoped, I will admit. We untap. We draw Plains. It came back to bite me. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. And it did. Shock a bird. Go to combat. Attack for 9. Because even if this was an island, we'd be in a better spot. Okay, opponent chumps, takes 4. Play a Plains, pass the turn. Yep, play Teferi, bounce Augur, and we lose. Yep, alright. Okay, yep, you got me. The Plains! Kano punt. Alright, get the hell out of here. I'll add an island. Versus our opponent's deck. I actually think I want force. Alright, we'll run it back. Alright, play first. It's not amazing, but I will keep. Saheeli could potentially provide enough value for us if we draw more lands to cast things. Start island. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. Passes. We draw. Island. Play mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a plains and Charming Prince. Gonna go Scryan. Yep. Can we draw a mountain? Play a mountain. Play Saheeli Rai. Pass the turn. Opponent attacks Saheeli for 2, takes her to 3. Then passes. We draw Time Warp. Play an island. Banefire X2. Make a 1/1. Opponent has a negate. Okay, well, we get a 1/1. Pass the turn. If our opponent attacks Saheeli again, we're not going to block, simply because we don't need to use her minus ability, we just need her on the board. Opponent plays a treasure map. We draw island. We'll play an island to play around days, play Rekindling Phoenix, and attack for 1. Sure. Take our opponent to 19. Opponent plays a plains. No attacks. We untap. We draw Smuggler's Copter. Play Smuggler's Copter. Get a 1/1. Go to combat. Attack for 4. Take our opponent to 15 and pass the turn. Opponent thirsts. Okay. They discard Hangerback Walker again. Ancient Tomb for a Hedron Archive and a Worn Power Stone. Okay. Char our opponent. Get another 1/1. Take our opponent to 9. Untap. Draw Steamkin. Crew the Copter. Go to combat. Attack with everybody. We will go looting. Draw Anax. Discard Steamkin. This is representing lethal damage. Oh, I guess we could have control magicked and just killed our opponent. I was trying to play around days with Time Warp, but now I have to cast Time Warp. So here's hoping they don't have days. Okay, they don't have days. Sweet. We weren't punished for our mistake. That was technically a mistake, though. Alright, we don't have any other ways to interact with artifacts because we can't splash for Bedevil. It's double off color, so let's just run it back. Alright, we'll keep. So they chose to play first and mulligan to 6. Okay. They start Plains Land Tax. We untap, play Mountain Lavamancer. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains. We draw island. Play an island. Go to combat. Attack for 1. Chart a course. Okay, pass the turn. If our opponent does not play a land this turn, I'm not going to play a land either. Okay. They play a land, they play Worn Power Stone. I had a hair in my mouth. It just randomly showed up. It wasn't mine. Play an island. Play Terramander. Play Steamkin. And get in for 1. A Braid would be a pretty good draw here. Opponent plays an Emeria Angel, and plays a land. They get a bird. So we untap, we draw Rekindling Phoenix. So play a mountain, incinerate the angel. Come here, buddy. I'm almost done. Shoot the bird. We are pretty much guaranteeing that we will never be activating Adapt on Pteramander. Yes, I know you're being needy, but you can wait a minute. I know this because you were outside not that long ago. Okay, opponent plays a Flicker Wisp. I guess they could Flicker Steamkin to take a counter off of it if they wanted. I don't really have any other good Flicker Wisp targets. Maybe a land if they have, like, Settle the Wreckage or something, which I pray they do not. Okay. We get our Steamkin back, untap. We draw Pestermite. So, control magic. We're not going to play a land because it looks like our opponent is hurting for blue mana. And the land tax would get them there. Hit them for 3, take them to 12. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Coalition Relic and an Ancient Tomb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are going to Pestermite on our opponent's upkeep, and we're going to tap Worn Power Stone. 5 mana for a Teferi. I guess they could tuck Control Magic and get back a Flicker Wisp. That does seem to be a desperation move if they do that, though. Alternatively, they can just draw a card, which might be better, unless they're worried about us having Char. Because Char would be lethal. Oh, man. I need a haircut so bad. Oh, they tuck their guy, not Control Magic. Interesting. We draw PNLR. They have 5 lands now. So, play City of Brass. Go to combat. Kill Teferi, attack our opponent, attack our opponent. Take our opponent to 8. They could have an Ulamog, which is why I think I've got to go with the Pestermite play here. So on our opponent's upkeep, Pestermite. Tap Worn Power Stone. We will not untap Worn Power Stone. Something for people who never played Twin. Deceiver Exarch only taps. Pestermite, if you choose to use its ability, will untap a tapped permanent. Okay, we draw a Braid. So, play PNLR. Charge up Steamkin. Make a 1/1. Destroy Coalition Relic and cut our opponent off of blue. Charge up Steamkin. And the game is over. Whew. So we got there. We won back our entry. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this iteration of Legacy Cube. As you may have noticed, I've started doing uploads on weekends. That means a new Kano video every single day. Very proud of myself for being able to achieve that milestone. Please, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, drop a comment, let me know what you liked, any mistakes that I made besides the obvious ones I called out, and if you want to see more. Feel free to subscribe if you're so inclined. It would mean the world to me if you did. And you can also follow me on Twitch if you want to catch me when I go live. I've been streaming Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I think it is. And so that's 8 p.m. Eastern. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will see you guys next time. You're all wonderful human beings. Bye!